I think that's not bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty on board with that. I mean, I think there's more to it than that, but it's...
You could probably distill that down to a couple of sentences, but
Right.
But from what I can tell, that's pretty good.
That was written in response to a Christian I was debating with on the internet, who asked me because I presented him Euthyphro's dilemma, and he said before he answered that dilemma, he wanted me to answer the question of where atheists get their morality from, and that was my answer.
Yeah.
So,
it's worth pointing out. I'm going to clear up this line. Thanks a lot, Nathan. I appreciate the call.
Okay.
It's worth pointing out that atheists aren't one thing or one bucket. We don't necessarily all agree on political issues. We don't necessarily all agree on any issue other than the non-existence of God, which is one reason why there are various little... I don't want to make a big deal about this. I just wanted to bring it up for clarity. I'm perfectly happy to say that, yes, Virginia, you're not a complete skeptic until you're also an atheist. Sorry, I know I just pissed off a bunch of skeptics out there.
I just had an email exchange with someone about that.
But that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And until somebody justifies using the tools of skepticism that they can be a skeptic and a theist, I'm going to continue to hold that view. However, being an atheist doesn't mean that you're a skeptic at all. There are plenty of people who would technically qualify as atheist in the sense that they don't believe in God, and plenty of people who are anti-religionists who may not even necessarily qualify as an atheist. And this does not in any way guarantee that they are rational, skeptical, or anything else. There are some batshit crazy atheists out there, just like there are for any other group.
Aliens.
There are, and not even necessarily in organized groups like that. There are individual atheists out there who, for example, came by their atheism for non-rational reasons. They are not skeptics. They are not rational thinkers. They are perhaps irrational conspiracy theory advocates who have come across the nonsense of organized religion, spun it into something, and then reached their atheism through that path. And there are others who are entirely emotional atheists. Perhaps they were abused by somebody in the church for whatever reason, and they come to it that way. And some are apathetic, implicit, I don't think there's a God, don't see any reason to, don't give a damn, and they could believe any number of absolutely absurd woo claimed with homeopathy and Reiki and acupuncture and alien abductions, or we didn't go to the moon, or any other nonsense. So it's while we use a particular label, I'm an atheist. It's the label that I use most often because it addresses what I'm talking about. I'm a skeptic.
If I could be overly picky for just a second,
yes,
you're absolutely right that there are atheists with all kinds of different beliefs about all kinds of different things. And that's why you were not quite correct when you said all atheists agree on the non-existence of God thing. Because I just had this long email argument with a guy who said only someone who openly believes that there isn't a God is an atheist.
Okay,
right?
But he's just wrong.
But that guy's an atheist, but he doesn't agree with the rest of us about what the definition of the term is.
Okay.
So, it's tough.
Only somebody who has a cow on their shoulder is an atheist. Therefore, I am and you aren't.
Now there's two of us. Let's form an organization.
We have formed an organization. Let's get on to more calls.
Okay.
We got Rodrigo in Brazil.
Hello?
Hello, Rodrigo.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Rodrigo.
Am I the first caller from Brazil?
Today, for sure. Possibly. I'm pretty sure you might be the first caller from Brazil in the studio. I can't remember if we had somebody call from Brazil at my house or not.
Okay. First of all, I want to say I appreciate a lot what you guys do, and I love the show. And especially when you met Rand somebody else because of their views of God. Last day, actually, I just used the mafia boss analogy that you used once.
Yeah,
against
that proved to be pretty popular.
And my friend didn't like it a lot. you get a little bit pissed off.
The truth does tend to irritate people, I've found.
Yeah. And, well, guys, I basically called for 2 questions, I believe. 3, actually, but they won't take a lot of the time. The first one, I believe, is more for you, Matt, because I believe you're the one who knows more about the Bible than all the other guys over there.
And I don't have it with me today, so who knows? Go ahead.
You won't need it. I believe it. I'm just about the half of the New Testament, reading the New Testament, the Catholic version, and a lot of argument that I constantly hear from friends of mine against the New and the Old Testament is that they say that the Old Testament doesn't count. That is the new one that counts. That because Jesus was the one present in the New Testament. And I just want some kind of tip to argument to use against that.
Sure. According to the New Testament, Jesus said, if you believed Moses, you'd believe me. Moses is raised and mentioned more times in the New Testament than anybody else outside of Jesus. Without the Old Testament, you don't have the Ten Commandments. Without the Old Testament, you don't have any of the prophecies that people would use to claim that Jesus was the God. You cannot chuck it all out. As much as they'd like to, what they end up with then is a brand new religion that has no ties to Judaism and therefore no tie to a creation myth or original sin or any other things, any other the reasons for which their religion supposedly exists. That's all you ever have to say. You can't chuck it out.
Wow, that's a lot of things. I wish I had a paper to write it. Okay.
It's on video. It'll be on the internet somewhere in 20 minutes, I'm sure.
Okay. Thanks. A second question is it's about something that I'm kind of I see a lot in the show yours. The people ask you guys about the moderate Christians and the not moderate Christians, the fundamentalists, and it's something quite bothers me because, well, I'm the only atheist in my family, and I've been atheist for about 7 years old. For about 7 years I'm atheist, and my family get it. They respect me. They doesn't push their religion against me. My family's not really religious. They are pretty much Christians, and that's all about it. And I see some arguments that you guys use, especially, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's not very good that there is a continuation of the moderate Christians, because even though they don't completely believe in all the things the Bible say, they are not on the club. They are not full memberships of the club. And I want to ask, because in terms of sociability, I believe it's honestly much more easy that you talk and live around somebody that just believe in God, or, basically a deist, or a modern Christian. And should we, atheists, create such a hype, such a problem, because they don't believe completely, and that kind of make them about a little bit fake?
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure I followed this. Are you saying saying that you think it is better for people to be moderate or liberal Christians rather than fundamentalists?
No.
What are you saying?
I don't think that's actually. I think that in terms of you talking about, I think it's more difficult. A person that is, I probably think that you're going to disagree with me on that. I think it's more easy or less often that you get a bash for somebody that is a moderate Christian or just a theist. I'm not saying that they all should be it. Oh, that's a good thing.
So wait, you're saying we get bashed less by moderates? That is what you're saying?
In my personal experience, yes.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, me too.
But whether I'm getting bashed or not is actually not my standard personally for whether I think a belief system is good or not.